This building was built in 1875, and it tells the story of the Cherokee Nation's crime and punishment pre-Oklahoma statehood. So when visitors come to this museum, they can learn about Cherokee Nation's passion for reformation. When you came here, you just didn't sit in a prison cell, you actually learned a skill. So you can walk through the cells that were here at the time and learn about that history that was here. When Cherokee Nation was removed to Indian Territory, they set up their constitutional government in 1839, and after that reestablished their three-part government, much like the U.S. government today. And so as part of that, they had a court system, and as part of the court system, they eventually adopted a penitentiary where they could sentence criminals for crimes. And so Cherokee Nation was, we'd like to think, a little advanced in the fact that their prison was not just about punishment, it was really about reformation. So you could come here, learn a trade, and hopefully go back into society with some trade like a blacksmith or some trade you may learn here. The history at this prison is really unique. It's a great piece of Oklahoma history. This was the only penitentiary in what was Indian Territory, what would later become the state of Oklahoma, until 1906. And so this was really the only place where, during that time, there was a place to send prisoners. One of the things you also learn here at the prison is usually the high sheriff actually lived on site at the prison, and usually if he had a wife, she may have been employed to cook and to prepare meals for the prisoners. So there was kind of a family unit that actually stayed here on site. And the prison actually used to have a third floor, which was removed after it operated as a county jail. But that third floor housed the sheriff and his family. And so they actually stayed on site here, and the family actually helped to contribute to the prison itself as well. The Cherokee National Prison really gives a great example of Oklahoma history. It really gives a place to connect to an early era history that people may not know about. The prison actually has the prison itself and then an interpretive center. The interpretive center tells the stories that are associated with the prison, but not directly. So you can learn about the modern day Cherokee Nation law enforcement, our modern marshal system. You can learn about outlaws that maybe not have stayed in the prison, but you would know some names of that have some stories there that were prevalent in Indian Territory during the time. You can also walk through the prison cells and kind of see what games were played here, how did prisoners pass the time, what trades did they learn while they were here. All of those things are shared here in the prison. We offer a program called the Cherokee Passport Program. This is a program that you can get at any of our museums. It's set up like a passport. You get a stamp at each location, and it takes you to the Cherokee National Supreme Court. You will learn history about the Cherokee Nation court system, Cherokee National Prison, our John Ross Museum in Park Hill, Sequoia's Cabin Museum in Sallisaw, the life of a legendary statesman, Sequoia, and then the Cherokee Heritage Center as well.
We got the pass. We went to the Cherokee Heritage Center, and we went to John Ross because it's part of our heritage. We went to all the places they have on that pass. And you just pay $15, you get to go to all of them. So we were excited.
So the Supreme Court Museum is actually the oldest government building in the state of Oklahoma. It was originally built in 1844. It was originally built as a Supreme Court. It actually housed the Supreme Court of the Cherokee Nation, and then later served as a district court, and then later as the offices for the Cherokee Advocate, a paper that was published in both English and Cherokee and distributed to Cherokee Nation citizens. Right in a lot of people's back door from Oklahoma, you can come within an hour, a couple hours drives, and you experience this history that you had no idea about. And that's what people are really surprised to see, that the Cherokee Nation had this sophisticated government, and Cherokee Nation throughout history has really taken care of its people. And that's what these buildings and museums tell us the story of today.